back here on TV 18. This segment is brought to you by Grand Lake Chamber, snowmobile capital of the world. Lots of events and fun things to do. Lots of different taglines that they have. Western Gateway to Rocky Mountain National Park. Constitution Week, home of the only one of the only ones. And lots of other things, summer and winter, to do in Grand Lake. You can check that out at grandlakechamber.com. And then the start of the Colorado River.
That's right. Grant County is the headwaters of the Colorado River.
Okay, Merrit Linke is joining us, County Commissioner in District 2, talking about water. Water is huge in Colorado, and I'm not from Colorado, so I think this is very interesting to me because it's a very big conversation that people have, and it's changing, and it's been moving. So it starts with having a water rights.
A water right.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, a water right is based on the beneficial use. So there's 4 parts to a Colorado water right.
Okay.
One of which would be the adjudication date, the date it's filed or approved.
Okay.
First in line, first in time. You've all heard that adage, okay? So that's the date that you file on your water right. Second part is the actual legal description of the point at which you divert water into your ditch out of a natural stream or out of the river.
Okay.
So that the description there. The third part would be the description, legal description of the lands where the water is to be used.
Okay.
And then the fourth part would be what it is to be used for, the beneficial use, and that's a key part. A Colorado water right does not, you don't own water.
Right.
But you own the right to put it to beneficial use.
Okay.
Whatever that is, for growing lettuce, which is another whole historical topic we can talk about someday.
Yeah.
Or grow hay, which we do, or whatever else that you do. That's
but a lot of agricultural uses.
Yes. And the history of Colorado water law started with the mining industry when it started about 150 years ago when we started having the exploration, the miners coming here, the 59ers. We all heard about the 49ers. Well, it all happened here about 10 years later in Colorado.
Okay.
So in 1859, when they discovered silver and some of the other precious metals here in Colorado, and we needed water to process those minerals out of the ore.
Okay.
So that's kind of what led to the development of Colorado water law.
Okay, because otherwise people were just taking the water and using it for whatever they wanted to, and it's not an endless source.
It's not an endless supply. So you had your mine set up, and you got your processing going, and you were getting gold out of your mine, and then pretty soon all of a sudden your stream dried up.
Okay.
Well, so you walked upstream, and some other miner came by and diverted all the water. So that led to a lot of controversy, shall we say. Okay, so another example of that kind of controversy is back in the old days when there was disagreements about where your water should go or how much water you're allowed to divert. The old timers used to hit each other over the head with shovels, and they would convince each other sometimes with that. Yes, you're right. That is where that adjudication date is, or that's how much water you can divert.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, and one of my grandpa's brothers was involved in that kind of an altercation at one point. And they settled that.
Was he the hitter or the
I don't really know who ended up hit the most, but they did apparently settle that dispute with the head of an irrigation shovel.
Okay.
There's one other part to, kind of a subpart to the Colorado water, the 4 parts, is the amount of water that you can divert.
Okay.
It goes along with the diversion point, is how much you can divert.
Right.
And that's measured in CFS, cubic feet per second, is how much. And that's huge also, is how much that you can divert and where it is to be diverted.
What defines beneficial use?
That is a good question, and that is sometimes subject for debate. What is beneficial use? Is it environmental flows? Is the fish count as beneficial use?
Right.
Is it beneficial use to grow a hay crop? Is it a beneficial use to grow lettuce?
Yeah.
All those things to me are beneficial use.
Yeah.
So which one is more important? Is it more important to have a green golf course in downtown Aurora than it is to have a hayfield that's growing potatoes in Weld County? So those are some of the questions that come up, and it's always not clearly black and white.
Right. And who gets to make that decision? There's
a water court that gets to make those decisions. If there's to be a change of use from your original filing, you file what your use is to be, and if there's a change of use or a change in any part of the water law, the water right, if you're going to change the point of diversion, if you're going to change how much, if you're going to change where it is to be used, all that has to go to water court. Then they get to decide what's the most important things as to how it's going to be used.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow. How would you like to be on water court?
That would be probably one of the most important jobs you could have.
Right.
It would not be probably the most fun job you would have.
And it's water is an important issue in Colorado because it's so dry.
Colorado is basically a desert.
Okay.
In overall rainfall, the other part that's huge with Colorado is that most of the water, 80% of the water, is on the western slope.
Okay.
It naturally flows to the Pacific, but 80% of the people are on the eastern slope.
Okay.
Denver Front Range, 80% of the people are there. So that alone creates a controversy.
Right. So how do they get water in general?
How do they get water from there to there? And that
Right.
is a good question because the old timers 150 or so years ago, or even probably more recent than that, but 120, 100 years ago, those guys were visionaries. Whether we like them or not, those guys were visionaries that envisioned the Grand Ditch and the Adams Tunnel and the Moffat Tunnel, all those diversions. And those are just the ones in Grand County. There's all down the Front Range, all the way to New Mexico. There's diversions.
Let's get water through a mountain.
Let's get water. Let's dig a hole through the mountain.
Right.
And so the visionary aspect is huge. Just that, knowing that if we got that water on this ground, we could raise these crops. Right. And it led to a huge rise in agriculture, specifically Weld County is an example, where they were one of the top 10 counties in the nation for agricultural production, based on water that they got
comes from us.
From here.
How many states use water from Grand County or from Colorado, the west side of Colorado?
Well, almost all the states are downstream from Colorado because we're the headwater state, and there's 7 major rivers that originate in Colorado. If you map them all out, you can see that. So almost all those states get some kind of downstream use. The Platte Basin, the Colorado Basin, the Rio Grande, the Arkansas, the Los Animas, all those start in Colorado, and they all go downstream. So those people are very interested in seeing what happens to the water too.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Lots to still talk about water and how it affects us here in Grand County and how it affects the western part of the world. Merrit Linke is here, County Commissioner, District 2. We're chatting with him, and we'll be back here on TV 18.